Welcome back to the Switch Sports Golf Super League. We have another matchup here against Zeddicus. And I caution you not to let that leaderboard that I'm showing fool you. Zeddicus is a very capable opponent. If there were a strength of schedule in this Super League, he would for sure be number one. He has faced a gauntlet of opponents, so we're going to have to play super well. There were 30 plus people vying for a couple spots in this league, and Zeddicus has qualified, so there are no easy opponents. Let's jump right into it. We have this hole 10 here as our first hole. And that back kind of right pin. There are a couple of different back right pins. It's just a very slight adjustment. I think that's pretty good. Let's give it a shot.
Nice shot.
Alright, I think I like that one. Zeddicus has made it. My shot's going to be on the way, and I'll be just short. A nice shot there for Zeddicus to pick up that opening eagle on this zero wind hole 10. I'll leave mine very slightly short. If I hit that just another couple pixels of power, it would have had another couple rolls. So a great start there. 2 under for Zeddicus on that par 4. I'm at 1 under. We'll be chasing in the early going here. Okay, now we have a tough looking hole 18 with some wind, plenty of wind in the face. We've got to go for that right island, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's just what we have to do. The wind's going to push that a bit to the left. I'm actually going to be on a pretty good line here. That should take a slight kick to the right, and we'll be hugging that rough pretty closely. So we actually have a shot here. I don't know about getting there necessarily in 2. We might be able to, actually, if we aim this all the way out to the right. Can we carry this over the water? I think so. Unless we want to go for that safer strategy of leaving it just a little bit short on that left side. I'm thinking that this is pretty good, actually. Let's try it out. Just a full driver over there. We'll see if that can move left enough. It's going to hit the rough and launch, most likely. There's the launch. Zeddicus ends up in a similar looking spot. We'll both have a tough chip through some tough wind to try to pick up this eagle. Can either of us do it? Let's try this out, see if we can sink it. Oh, okay. I thought that was pretty good. It'll end up just a little bit below the hole. Not a bad approach at it. It just didn't quite move enough. Oh, and Zed lips it out. A very nice shot at that one for Zed. It just doesn't quite fall. I'll have a pretty straightforward birdie putt here. Just up that little hill. We'll see if Zeddicus can sink his as well. It is on the way, and it is good. So we'll both birdie hole 18 with some tougher winds. So Zed is at 3 under, I'm at 2 under. Okay, we've got this hole 11 middle front pin and some strong crosswind. So an interesting setup here. Let's aim this one out to about there. This feels like too much, though. This does feel like too much. We're using the 3-iron. We'll hit it with about that much power. Is this too much adjustment? I think so. Let's readjust, take a little bit off of it, and try it out. Okay, my shot is on the way. It looks like it's on a really good line, actually. If that just kicks a little bit, it's going to roll back, just not quite in the proper direction. We'll have to tap in for a birdie here. Zed will sink a birdie as well. So Zed is at 4 under through 3. I am at 3 under. We'll have 6 holes to play in this game 1. We'll see if we can make up that shot at some point. Okay, we've got hole 7 with strong winds in the face, 29 miles an hour. We'll want to use the spoon to hit this out towards the end of that fairway. Don't want to overdo it, but we definitely want to use the spoon. That should put us in a pretty nice spot. And I think we have the pin that I play quite often in my one-player challenge series. So I actually have a pretty good idea of how this is going to act. We're pretty much directly south of the hole. The wind's not going to move this a ton. If anything, maybe slightly to the left, and maybe I just want to leave it right where it is. No adjustment. We'll put a little extra power on it to get it to the green with 29 mile an hour winds in the face. I'm going to say about pin high power, so right about there should be good. Let's try to land this on the green and bounce it up there. Okay, I think I like that shot. It is getting pushed a little bit to the left. It'll hit the rough first, and it'll roll out. However, the rough just takes a little bit too much speed off of it. with that amount of wind in the face. We just miss it a little bit short. We'll have to tap in another birdie, and I don't think we'll be making up the shot here because Zed has a nice approach as well. We'll tap ours in. We'll see Zed tap it in as well. So some nice shots there through some wind that wasn't necessarily easy. We both play it pretty well. Zed will be at 5 under. I will be at 4 under with 5 holes to play. Okay, now we've got hole 13. And we have an interesting stretch coming up. We've got 13, 12, 8, 1, and 3. So some very, I guess, polarizing, I'd call them, holes. Holes that are not necessarily easy. Let's see what we want to do here. I think I want to aim this out to about there. Somewhere around there should be the proper aim. I'll use the 5-iron. We'll hit it up there with the proper power. Right around there. Let's see if we can get lucky. Okay, I think that was decent. It's not going to be on the best of lines. Oh wow, Zed puts it super close. Mine's going to bite and roll back a little bit. So I short mine a little bit, kind of underdo the adjustment. Even though it was 13 miles an hour, which isn't super strong, I aimed that pretty much all the way across the green, and it still wasn't quite enough. So a nice shot from Zed there to put it close. Let's see if I can sink a tougher little putt here. Got to hit it almost 2 dots of power, I think, right around there. That should be good. It should get up there and fall nicely. So I'll sink a tougher birdie that time after leaving my shot a little bit short. And Zed will be at 6 under now. So we're just birdie golf ever since that first nice eagle from Zeddicus. Okay, now we've got hole 12 with it looks like some tailwind. How much tailwind? Let's take a look. 9 miles an hour. So we can just hit nearly a full driver out there. It scares me a little bit to hit this one full, so I always take a little something off of it. You never know when you're going to reach that rough, and it looks like we'll be safely short of it here. Yeah, so the full driver probably wouldn't have hurt. But this is also a fine leave. It feels just slightly safer. And from here, we can probably just aim actually straight at this one, club down to the 3-iron, and hit it with enough power with this 3-iron and some backspin to try to put it towards the back of the green. Let's try that out, see if it works.
Nice shot.
Okay, I thought that was a decent shot. It's going to probably end up a little bit too short, though. It's actually kind of scary. It's not going to make it there. It's going to bite pretty hard on the way back. And it will curl just a little bit to the left at the end. So this green, weirdly, at this part, starts off a little right to left. When I go to the terrain map, it doesn't show it. But it does. Let's hit this one up there. Not as far aimed left as it feels like we should, because it's going to move maybe slightly left at the start. Maybe about 2.5, right around there. Zed has a nice looking approach. Let's make sure we get our putt there. That should be good. It should fall right in the middle. A nice eagle there. There's a nice putt on its way, and it'll sink. So 8 under, through 6 for Zed. I am at 7 under. We'll have 3 holes to play to see if I can make up that 1-shot deficit. Okay, we've got hole 8. Always a difficult one. It looks like we'll have some pretty light, 4-mile-an-hour winds, light winds in the face. Not super difficult here, but I mean, hole 8 is never necessarily easy. Let's aim this one to about there. We'll hit it with about that much power. That should be pretty good. We'll give this one a chance. Okay, I think that was about perfect. That should be on a great line. Maybe just kick a little to the right. Oh, it's going to hit the flag and the lip and the pin and not fall. That smacked everything possible except the bottom of the cup. Oh my goodness. All right, we'll have to tap that up there for the birdie. Oh, I thought that was going to be absolutely perfect once it hit the flag. Zed puts himself in a nice spot for this birdie. He'll send it up there and sink it to maintain that 1-shot lead. So Zed will be at 9 under. I will be at 8 under. I'll have to try to put that shot behind me. You know, it's not in the bottom of the cup. The scoreboard is not evened up. We'll have to move on. All right, we've got hole 1 and hole 3 to play. Some possibilities for eagles. However, the same goes for Zed. Let's see if we can pull one off here. We can just send this one out to the fairway. We've got a shot here to try to even this one back up. We'll have to aim this one, I'm going to say 2 squares left. Should be good. We'll hit it with the 9-iron. Almost full power. We want to make sure we get this back there. Right around there. Let's see if we can sink it.
Nice shot.
Is that going to be the one that's going to be too far? That's going to hit the left part of the pin. That would have moved a little bit more to the right. Oh, Zed will make it. Wow, what a shot there to take a 2-stroke lead. He'll make the eagle through some 2-mile-an-hour winds. I'll have to tap in the birdie. Zed is on fire here in game 1. He's made the opening holes of each 9. Okay, we've got 1 hole left to try to catch up, but it's a pretty straightforward hole 3, par 5. Gonna have to do something really special if we're gonna make this one up. And we're not gonna see necessarily the best winds to make it happen. Okay, 4 miles an hour is not terrible. And we've got that back right pin. It's a little difficult. We'll just have to send one up there. We got a good drive there. We'll just have to send one out through that tree gap. Okay, let's hit this one as far as we can. Give ourselves the closest chip we can. We'll probably have to club up to the 9-iron. Now, I don't think this is one that Zed is necessarily going to be parring. I bet you he'll be putting it close for the eagle. And even if we make this, we'll probably maintain, we'll probably still be 1 shot back. But we'll try our best here to hit a good shot. This should kick a little right when it lands. Right around there should be good, I think, for the adjustment. We'll hit this a little less than 2 dots of power, right around there. See if we can bounce it up nicely. Okay, that's on its way. It's looking pretty good. It's just not going to be on the proper line, though. Just a little too far to the right.
Nice approach.
We'll have to tap in a birdie here. So, I didn't play poorly. I didn't make any mistakes necessarily in this first game. Zed just made 2 nice shots, and he has a chance here now to make a 3rd. And that'll be just to the right. So Zed will win this game by 2 strokes. A nice win there. There's the birdie putt to secure it. And Zed will take that 2-stroke victory, so 12 under on not the easiest seed. I mean, not the easiest seed to make eagles on. And Zed does it. I'll be at 10 under, 2 shots back. Zed will take game 1.
Finish.
We're back with game 2 against Zeddicus. Zed picks up the first one nicely with some nice hole outs on hole 10 and hole 1. We have a whole new 9 here, a whole new random seed. We have 2 special holes this time, so this 9 may be a little more difficult than the last one. We'll see how we do here. I have to win this game just to keep the match going. I have to win 2 in a row to win the match. So I'm playing from behind here. Let's just hit a good first drive on this hole 5 that we're starting on. The wind's pushing 2 miles an hour to the right, which is somewhat negligible. We should be able to just hit a standard second shot out to the bottom of that fairway, and then try our best at a chip with that tougher back pin. So let's just hit a standard second shot out there, full driver off the deck. It's going to take some luck here to start with an eagle, but we're going to try our best. We'll probably club up to the 9-iron here and try to go for the chip with some light backspin on that. Yeah, that's actually going to be pretty perfect for that play. So let's aim this about to there. We'll hit it a little more than pin high, so right around there should be good for the power. Hopefully it'll bite somewhat hard, but not too hard that it rolls all the way back down. See if we can get lucky and try to sink this one. Okay, I think that was about perfect for my plan. Is that going to bite? No, it's going to glide. Usually, on the back of that green, that bites pretty hard, but we're still in a fine spot. Zed has a much nicer approach right next to the cup. He goes for the rollout rather than the backspin. So I'll have just a little downhill putt here to sink this one. We'll send it on its way, hit it right in the middle, and pick up a nice birdie. Zed will birdie as well. We'll both be 1 under through 1. Okay, here's our first special hole of this match, hole 20. The special holes, which are holes 19, 20, and 21, are always more difficult. They can have some super strong wind. They have some wild greens, and a lot of bunkers and trees blocking everything. So these are never necessarily easy. We'll see if we can hit some good shots. These are much tougher shots on these holes. We've got some wind in the face, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. We've got that front kind of middle pin. This one's actually kind of tough to putt to if you end up off to one of the sides. So we'll have to hit this one carefully. I want to say almost full power, actually, on this 3-iron with some backspin. Should be the proper play. Let's try that out. Okay, that's about perfect. That's what I want it to do. That's going to be on its way nicely. It'll take a pretty big bounce and hopefully... Oh, that's actually not ideal. We're going to have a tough little side hiller here from 14 feet. So I didn't leave myself the easiest of putts. This is going to break a whole lot to the right. So we'll have to account for that. Let's hit this with a little over a dot of power. Make sure we get it up there. Kind of hit it through the break. We can do that from this distance. Let's hit it with about that much power. Try to sink it. That looks really good, and it'll fall. A tough putt there. Let's see if Zed can sink his. It is on its way. It's looking good, and it will sink just inside the left edge. A beautiful putt there. A double breaker over that ridge, and Zed sinks it for the birdie. So some nice birdies there on a tougher hole 20. Okay, now we've got hole 11 with no wind, and that back left pin. This one's tough for me. I'm not a big fan of this one. Let's try to hit this right, though. Just over the top of that third dot of power. Aim it very slightly right. That should be good. Let's give it a chance. That should be good as in safe, not necessarily a make. We'll try our best to make it, though. That's on a good-looking line. If that moves just a little more to the left, it doesn't. I just barely over-aim it. Let's see if Zed can sink it. He'll have a similar miss. Oh, just a near miss there. A very slight over-adjustment. Maybe a slight overpower, but it's so tough because you have to cut it so close to that bunker to give it the proper, exact speed. We'll both tap in birdies, and there will be no variation in the leaderboard. Okay, so 3 under through 3 is both of our scores. We have 6 holes to play to see if this game 2 can be decided in regulation. We've got hole 14, and this one looks like it's a little bit testing. We'll have to see how strong this wind is. Oh, it's only 2 miles an hour. Not bad at all. Let's aim this one to pretty much exactly where we are. We'll hit it with enough power to get it through that tree gap. Let's see if we can do this one properly.
Nice shot.
Okay, I like the line that that's on. That should be safely over that first line. Ooh, barely, actually. I underpowered that maybe slightly. We'll take 2 bounces in the rough, but that's fine. We'll be in the fairway with an iron approach. Some slight wind in the face. This should kick maybe slightly... it's actually tough to say, because the way that I want to hit this, it might land on the green first, so let's actually call that good. We'll hit the second shot up there with about that much power. Let's try it out.
Nice shot.
Okay, I think that was good. Let's see if it ends up good. It will glide to a stop nicely. Oh, did Zed launch over the green? I wonder what happened there. That looks like a spot where you end up if you have some sort of launch, which can happen in a number of ways. I mean, a pin launch, lip launch. I didn't see what exactly happened, but that is not a typical spot to end up kind of on your own. It looks really good, and it will fall. A nice save for Zed for that eagle from off the back of the green. So with Zed saving that eagle, we'll both be at 5 under par. We are tied through 4. We've got hole 15 coming up. We have a stretch of difficult holes. We've got 8, 17, and 19 after that. So this hole 15 is typically pretty straightforward. This one is kind of just, with this condition, one that I want to, you give it your best shot at the eagle, but I'll be happy with a birdie. I'll play it safe. So we want to club up to the 7 iron. That's the safe play. We'll aim this a bit out to the right. I want to say to about there. We do want to land this left of the cup if possible and kind of trickle it back down. So we'll use some spin, maybe about 3.3-ish dots of power if I had to give it a number. Let's try about that much. See if we can get lucky.
Nice shot.
Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. It's going to be on a great line, actually, and it will just be on the incorrect side. However, that's exactly the safe play that I wanted. We'll be within 3 feet for the birdie. We'll make our birdie. Let's see how Zed does. Lizzie has wanted some attention. We'll watch Zed's shot together. Someone was asking for more cat cameos in my challenge series. Maybe she doesn't quite want this much attention. She just wants to be off to the side of me. There's a nice putt from Zed for the birdie, and you missed it, Lizzie. You didn't want to watch. So we'll still be tied through 5. But now we have this stretch of tough holes, 8, 19, and 17 coming up. We'll see if one of us can have some variation in the leaderboard. Either I'll force a game 3 or Zed We'll take this game in 2. Okay, we've got this back left pin. I wouldn't call it my favorite pin. There are not many pins that I really like on hole 8, though, now that I truly think about it. Let's aim this to about there. We'll hit it with the 3-iron and take a good amount of power off of it. I think right about there should be good. Let's try that out, see if we can bounce this up there nicely. Okay, that's, ooh, maybe a little too much power. Hopefully that's okay. Oh, take a nice bounce and maybe roll back nicely. Okay, it's actually going to be totally fine. We're going to have a tap-in putt here. Zed puts himself in a nice spot as well for a pretty straightforward birdie. Let's aim ours a little bit left. Tap it up there. We'll sink it. Zed will sink it as well. No variation in the leaderboard once again. So we're both 7 under through 6. We have 3 total holes to play. 2 more challenging ones coming up. One of them is now out of the way. We both make a birdie on it. All right, we've got hole 17, and it looks like some strong wind in the face. How do we want to deal with this one? It's 29 miles an hour. We can't necessarily get there on the fly. Let's, in that case, try our best to just put one up there and take all the side wind out of this shot. So I'm going to aim this intentionally out to the right. Oh, that's a little too far. That's a little too far for my taste. We're actually going to have some crosswind. Oh, that just took a little extra kick to the right. It's not going to be bad by any means, but it's just a little to the left, which I was hoping to not have. That's okay, though. We can hit this one up there. It's going to kick a little left on the roll. The wind is going to push it slightly left as well. Let's account for both of those. Zed's shot is on the way. I can't see what it's going to do. It looks like it'll just miss. And by the looks of the way those stamps went, it may have lipped out. Okay, let's see if I can sink mine. 2.5 dots of power, roughly. Let's get it up there. See if we can put it close. That looks decent. It's going to roll down, and it will sink. A nice birdie on 17 from off the green. We had to be off the green with that drive. So I'll get that birdie. I mean, that was a real tough one. That was not a standard birdie by any means. A par is not a bad score on that hole. But I'll take the one-shot lead here. 8 under to 7 under through 7. All right, here's our final, more challenging hole. I mean, 18 can be challenging. It really depends on the conditions. This one's not easy, but we can definitely play it safe. I'll want to just bounce this one up there. I don't think I want to use backspin. The problem with this one is it's such a precise distance to try to get to. We have to roll it up there, because backspin is almost definitely going to come off the green. This pin is on the front of a massive slope. However, putting it beyond that slope is big trouble. So this is a very precise one. We'll have to hit it with the proper landing spot to just put it up on the green nicely. Let's see if we can do it. We'll call it about 3.6 dots of power. Hopefully that's good to get it up there.
Nice shot.
That's exactly the power that I was hoping for. Oh, that's going to be a little bit short. It's going to hit the rough first, but it will take a nice bounce and end up in a totally fine spot. Okay, we've got a 13-foot uphill putt here. I just want it to be somewhere between the pin and the front fringe, and we've made it there. Oh, Zed's putt from the back of that mound just misses, and it rolls back down to about where I am. That's a tough break there. We'll have to hit our putt up there. We've got a good shot at the birdie. We'll sink the birdie, and it looks like Zed will sink the par. So I'll take another stroke lead here with 1 hole to play. I'm at 9 under. Zed is at 7 under. We've just got hole 18 now between me and this Game 2 victory. What kind of conditions do we have on 18? It's tough to tell with this camera angle the way that it moves. It's actually going to be tailwind, which is totally fine. Pretty strong tailwind, so it's not the easiest. We can definitely hit just a full drive out there. The only time you don't want to hit a full drive out to that left island is when you have 33 mile an hour tailwind. That puts you in that far rough. Anything else puts you just short. So we'll be totally fine here. Actually, maybe 31 would also put you in the rough. But I knew 29 would be fine. So we'll have a nice close one here to try to bounce this up, secure the eagle, and try to secure the victory. I mean, this is albatrossable. Zed can make this, so I'll have to try my best to make the eagle. Let's hit it with about that much power. See if we can bounce this up there nicely and safely. Okay, I think that was pretty good. That's going to come in at a pretty high rate of speed. It'll roll just a bit. That's not going to be the easiest putt,
Nice on.
but it'll be fine. Zed has a nice approach there. His ends up just a couple feet away. Mine's going to move a bit to the right at first, and then kind of back to the left. So how do I want to do this? I'm going to say aiming to about there should be good. We'll hit it with about a dot of power, kind of through the break. We'll sink it for the nice eagle. Zed will sink the eagle as well. But I'll pick up this Game 2 victory and actually make up the 2 strokes that I lost for score differential in that first game. So I'll be at 11 under on a tougher seed here. Zed will be at 9 under. And that'll do it for Game 2. Let's move on to Game 3. We're back with another Game 3 in this Super League. It comes down to this. Zeddicus versus me in Game 3 to see who takes the victory for this match. We'll start with another random 9 here. We've got a decent looking stretch of holes. A couple that stick out. Hole 17. Always a sore thumb in that,
Nice shot.
in that, you know, leader, what would you call that? That stretch of holes, what would you call that? I guess just the holes that we're playing. The graphic, I suppose. But we also see some opportunities, like 16 maybe, a couple like 7 that are interesting. And of course we see Zeddicus' hole in Game 1, hole 10. What do we want to do here? Let's aim this to about there. I'll hit it with the 7. Do I want to hit it with the 7 or the 9? And try to bounce it up there. Let's try the 9. I'm actually really torn here because I like to backspin this pin. And you know what? I think I will. I think I'll backspin it. We'll aim this just a little more left because we're using the 7 iron. Let's try that out. A little over that 3rd dot of power. Let's see if we can spin it. Okay, that's exactly what I was hoping for. Oh, it's just not going to move left enough. And it's going to kind of trickle back. So not the most precise shot at that one for me. Just a near miss. Zed will bounce it by with some rollout. So we'll both have a pretty similar birdie putt here. It's just going to move slightly right. Let's just hit it about pin high power. We'll sink it for our birdie. And Zed will sink the birdie as well. So we're both off to a birdie start in this Game 3. 1 under through 1 for both of us. Let's move on to hole 2 for the 3rd time. We've got hole 18 again. And we've got some left to right wind. Not too bad, 22 miles an hour. So we can just definitely hit that left island. We'll aim it to about there. That should be about good. Full power driver shouldn't be an issue.
Nice shot.
We'll just put that nicely on the fairway. It should move right a good amount. And that should be a fine approach to this green. Zed will have a similar looking shot. Another nice opportunity for putting this one close. Okay, we've got that top pin. The pin that's at the very, very pinnacle of this green. So I want to hit this with maybe 3.3 dots of power, we'll call it. We'll aim it out to about there. This is going to move a good amount right. So we'll aim it to there. About that much power. Let's see if we can put this one nice and close.
Nice
Okay,
shot.
that's the shot that I wanted. It's going to move right, but a little too far right. Looks like the power is kind of fine, though, so that's just going to bounce to a nice stop. Oh, Zed puts it right next to the cup
Nice.
and rolls it by. A nice approach there for Zed. That just misses for the albatross. We'll hit ours up there. We'll aim it slightly to the left. It should move just a tiny bit right. I don't think it would necessarily miss the hole if we didn't do that, but it feels a bit better trying to hit it right in the middle. We'll both sink our eagles. We'll move on to hole 3 with a tie in Game 3. So 3 under through 2 will be both of our scores. We've got hole 17 once again. It looks like we'll have some more wind to deal with, some left to right wind, kind of in the face, a little diagonal. And this pin is actually a very, very interesting one. How do we want to treat this? Let's actually just aim straight at it with the driver.
Nice shot.
That should push just a little bit to the right, kick up to the left a good amount, and it will just miss on the left side.
Nice approach.
So maybe a half square right was the proper adjustment, but that's really tough to know. We'll both have tap-in birdies here. We both play that one really well. It's really easy to launch this one over the back of the green if you don't hit that full driver.
Nice birdie.
But because both of us do, we both end up right next to the cup, and we'll tap in. So some nice hole 17 birdies there. Oftentimes, hole 17 creates some variation on that scoreboard, but not this time. We're both 4 under through 3. We'll play hole 2 here with that front right pin and some diagonal looking wind kind of in the face. This one is an interesting one. Let's aim this to about there, I want to say. We'll hit it with a bit of extra power, probably to about there. Is this going to be the one? It's tough to tell. We'll have to give it a shot, though.
Nice shot.
Okay, that's on its way, and it's actually looking really good. If that takes a bounce on the correct side of the pin, it will. It'll roll back, and it will just miss on the right side. A real close approach there with some tough wind. We'll just have a little 6-foot birdie putt, though. We've had a number of those that have been pretty close. Zed has had a couple as well. I'll tap in the birdie, though. Zed has already made the birdie. We'll still be tied. So through 4, we are both 5 under par. One better than birdie golf. We both made eagles on that hole 18. And there has been no difference. We've had the exact same score on every hole of this third match, or this third game. We'll move on to hole 5 with some crosswind, some light-looking crosswind, 4 miles an hour pushing to the left. Not a big deal here. Actually, with this wind, we can just kind of aim right at the tree. And the wind should push us safely left of it. Zed is going off to the right of it, which is doable. You can do that in this online play mode. He'll end up actually with a nice angle there. I'm thinking that I want to be a little bit further away, actually, just so I can have some more strength on the backspin that I want to go for. So I go for a real safe approach, and one that'll leave me slightly further away after this second shot. So my third shot's going to have some distance to it. It really all depends on whether you prefer being closer or whether you prefer the possibility of stronger backspin. This should be about a 2.9 iron. Roughly, a little bit less, but that's actually kind of fine. This should be perhaps makeable if we do it right. Let's try to hit this one slightly under the second dot. It's a little uphill, so we have to put a tiny bit extra on it, and maybe slightly upwind as well. Let's aim it to about there. Hit it with the proper power, just under 2 dots. See if we can bounce this up there nicely. Actually, Zed's shot is on the way. It's looking real good, and it looks like it'll just miss. So we'll have a chance here to pick one up if we can sink this. That's looking like it's on a great line. It's going to bounce and roll and just not come back.
Nice approach.
So that was on the perfect line. If that had some bite to it, it would have curled back just to the left a little bit and maybe sunk. But we were just slightly too close to the hole to allow for that spin to catch. We'll have to tap in the birdie.
Nice birdie.
We'll both be at 6 under through 5. We both have some close calls there on that hole 5. Let's move on to the 6th hole of this match, hole 7. We've got a different pin this time and some wind most definitely in the face. 29 miles an hour once again. We'll use the spoon to send this one up there. About that much power. Now this second shot is tougher this time around. Do we want to use the 3-iron? Or do we want to use the spoon and try to just land it a bit shorter than last time? What is the proper play? The proper play feels like it should just be to hit the full 3-iron with some backspin. However, that's just risky for me. I don't like the idea of that. Let's try to take some risk out of this one. Let's do it right. Let's hit it about there. Okay, hopefully that makes it all the way there. It looks like it will. It'll bounce up and roll very nicely right next to the cup. Okay, so that was a riskier play. I had to cut it really close to the water. And maybe if I adjusted slightly left to allow for that rollout, it would have worked. But we'll just have a little tap-in birdie here, which is, I mean, you cannot complain with some strong wind. Zed will sink a nicer, longer birdie putt there. And we'll remain tied. Okay, so after hemming and hawing, I end up putting it to a foot. I'll tap in the birdie. However, Zed makes a nice birdie as well. We'll move on to hole 7 of this game 3, completely tied. There has never been a lead in this game 3. We'll see if one of us can maybe chip in for the eagle here on hole 16. 6-mile-an-hour winds pushing to the right. Oh, that's so risky to go for it, but do we have to? I feel like we may have to. Zed's in a better spot than myself, but just barely. It doesn't make much of a difference when you're in this 2-player mode. He's going to go for it. I think I'll have to go for it. Let's aim it just out to the left of that crease. and hope that this makes it.
Nice shot.
Okay, Zed went for it, and he may have ended up OB. My shot is going to be fine. Okay, we ended up in the bunker safely. That's a totally fine leave. We'll have a shot here at this eagle. We'll want to use the wedge. About a dot and a half of power. Maybe slightly less. Let's see. Oh, that's just going to miss on the left side. But we'll have a birdie putt here. Oh, Zed's shot will lip out. I believe that was to maybe save the par. A tough break there.
Birdie.
We'll tap in for the birdie after a near miss on that eagle. Zed will make the bogey. And that's just a tough wind condition on hole 16. It's a very, very precise gap to hit that drive through when it's curling to the right. That's a tough one. I've been OB plenty of times with that kind of condition. Okay, now we've got hole 12 with no wind.
Nice shot.
So we'll just send this one out to the middle of that fairway. Anywhere there is fine. We'll have to see what pin we're dealing with here. It looks like it's going to be that back one. So we actually just want to adjust this hardly anything, if at all, out to the left. Somewhere around there is the exact proper, very slight left adjustment. Let's call it that. I think I can see a tiny bit of dark green on the right side of that blue line. We'll hit the spoon with about that much power. Try to fly it up there. Let's see. Okay, I think that's the right shot. We want that to bounce off of the green first, and it looks like it will. It'll end up, oh, lipping out of the cup. We almost make the albatross. We just barely lip it out. Some slight extra power causes that to just miss. Maybe slightly too far into the green. We'll tap in for the birdie, though. Or I should say the eagle. It feels like a birdie on hole 12. Zed has already made his eagle. Okay, so I'll be at 10 under. Zed will be at 8 under. We have one hole to play. It's going to be hole 11 for the third time. And we see a different pin for the third time. This one's a difficult pin. Not a very easy one to ace. We'll see if one of us can do it. Let's aim this one to about there. Try to just hit this one up there with the 5-iron. Lighter power. I don't necessarily need to make this. I just need to make sure I put it on the green. So let's do that. We'll use the 5-iron. That power felt really good. That will hopefully just take a nice bounce to the back of the green. Roll back nicely. It's not going to fall. It's really tough to make that pin. But we'll end up in a nice spot for the birdie putt. If we can sink this, that should secure the match. Zed will make the birdie from the back of the green. I'll make the birdie from the front. That third game just came down to that hole 16. Light right wind off that drive is so brutal to deal with sometimes. Like I said, I've been OB plenty of times. That's what it comes down to sometimes. We'll take the victory. 11 under in game 3. Zed will be at 9 under. And after losing the first, with Zed making some beautiful shots on holes 10 and 1, we'll pick up games 2 and 3, and that'll do it. We'll see you next week in the Super League. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and we'll be back with some more matches soon.